Well, the National FFA organization is celebrating a new class of leaders at the state level in Washington this week. Students have come together to learn from each other and plan for a busy year ahead. Sarah Mock has more from D.C.
Students from across the country representing state FFA organizations are in Washington this week to meet with the USDA, congresspeople on the Hill, and of course each other here at the USDA this morning at the State President's Conference for the National FFA organization. We're lucky enough to be joined here with Tess Seibel, the state president for the state of Virginia. Tess, could you just start out by talking about why you guys are in town this week?
Definitely. So we are talking about issues facing the national organization in FFA and agriculture across the country. So we actually have the opportunity to meet with legislators and talk about these issues and bring them to the attention of people on the Hill.
Your interest is in ag science. Could you talk a little bit about what maybe your plans for your next steps are?
So I've been involved in FFA since 6th grade, and I've taken my love of science to my future career. So I'm actually interested in studying rural healthcare to bring healthcare in agricultural communities. It's kind of a unique spin on it, and then also staying involved on my family farm. So combining my science love and my agricultural love to helping improve agricultural communities and being an advocate for agriculture.
Absolutely. It's an interesting time to be in D.C. for sure with the healthcare debate going on. Has being here changed your perspective on the future you want for yourself?
I'm just open to learning as much as I can about everything that we're experiencing. I think that it's always important to have an open mind, and in FFA we're really encouraged to keep that open mind. I'm just here to learn, and I don't claim to know everything, and this is an absolutely incredible opportunity to do just that, to learn from fellow FFA members, people on the Hill, professionals in agriculture and other areas.
You also talked about going back to your family farm. How are things on the farm this year? What are farmers in Virginia talking about?
Things are really great in the farm. We are facing a little bit of a rain shortage down where I live, but as a state, we're struggling with some of the same issues we are nationally, just misconceptions about agriculture, the tax exemption that I was speaking of with that legislation. So really in Virginia, as diverse of a state as we are, we really just want to educate people about agriculture, where their food comes from, and as a state officer, we have the opportunity to do that, to deter some of those misconceptions, but to just be a voice of agriculture and young people being back on the farm.
Absolutely. Well, it's an exciting time to be here in Washington. The air is electric as these young leaders, future leaders of agriculture, meet each other, meet important people, and see the city. Tess Seibel again, Tess Seibel joined us this morning. Thank you so much, Tess. We'll have more updates for you throughout the morning. Until then, back to you in the studio.
Thanks again, Sarah. Well, learning to tell their story is an important element of the State President's Conference in Washington, D.C. Top U.S. ag officials have been meeting with students all week to give their insight on sharing that story of American agriculture. Well, sharing the story of the weather, that's meteorologist Jim Ross coming your way next.